The New York Yankees have a brand new target in a very interesting pitcher from the KBO. We're going to be talking about why he is such a major target for the New York Yankees and what type of impact he will have on this team and why he is such a hot commodity for many MLB teams alike. We're going to be talking about all of that news here in this video and breaking down the New York Yankees aspect of things. Before we get into it, though, we know 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel. If you're looking for a spot to get all of your New York Yankees news, you're in the right spot. Hit the sub button. Join us here on the channel. We're covering everything New York Yankees, and we are not out of the market yet. The Yankees have still reportedly been in contact with so many more players, and you won't want to miss any of the news that we have to bring you just like this. And today, we got a pretty sneaky target that we're going to cover here in this video. And as I mentioned, a pretty sneaky pitching target at that, and one that will certainly help out this bullpen, or seems like he will, at least from what we've been seeing in an incredible KBO season. So you're probably wondering who I'm talking about, and this is a pretty interesting one in Kyle Hart, coming from the KBO, an older reliever here, formerly of the Boston Red Sox, played there for a season, but according to Will Salmon and Katie Woo of The Athletic, the Yankees are among teams showing interest in veteran southpaw Kyle Hart, who could serve as either their back-end starter or a multi-inning reliever. Despite not pitching in the major leagues since 2020, Fangraphs ranked Hart as number 48 on its top 50 free agents list at the start of the offseason after seemingly revived his career in South Korea. And this is a very interesting pitcher because, as you see, not pitching in the MLB since 2020, on the older side of things, 48 and 50, coming off of a KBO season after reviving his career. A lot of these quotes here, a lot of these key words would really not emphasize or really give you any hope for a pitcher like this. But looking at his stats, looking at the pitcher he is, and looking at where he is now in his career, it is certainly a very interesting target for the New York Yankees, and a pretty risk-free one at that. And Hart, who's 32, enjoyed a standout season in the KBO, going 13-3 with a 2.69 ERA and a 1.03 WHIP, while striking out 128 batters over 157 innings across 26 starts for the NC Dinos. Other teams reportedly showing interest include the Milwaukee Brewers, the Minnesota Twins, the Houston Astros, and the Baltimore Orioles, and those all going in here with of course, the New York Yankees in this subject. And being a 32-year-old coming out of the KBO, reviving your career, we see some specific things like this, some very specific and very interesting looks, and players who have gone this route really have shown extreme levels of talent and really a great bounce back in their careers. And whether it is Japan, whether it is, of course, South Korea, whether it is maybe somewhere in Mexico, there's many, many opportunities that we've seen players like this have, and some really work out while others seeming to be just kind of those league's favorites. And, in the nicest way of putting it, I guess, I don't want to say obviously bad or whatnot, but Kyle Hart does seem like one who really is on the first side of that. They're going to be very good, and he's going to be able to translate this to the MLB level once again. And Kyle, as you see, 32, and the KBO stats, looking at that, KBO is a league that is very, very solid, especially with very consistent hitting. And there's not too much power. I don't want to say that there isn't any, because we've certainly seen some power in the KBO, but the KBO is a lot of very, very talented contact hitters. And putting up these numbers, a 2.69 ERA, 13-3, 128 strikeouts over 157 innings. That's a very interesting way to kind of look at it for a league that has a lot of very, very, very talented and some of the best in the world contact hitters, and being able to put bat on ball, get on the bases. That is what a lot of those guys' bread and butter is, and having the ability to kind of keep these stats consistent in the KBO is something that is very interesting for the New York Yankees. And I want to go into our next screenshot as well. I did want to pull up this. I know it's very small. I do apologize, but looking at the recent or career stats for Kyle Hart, as you see, the 1 year in the majors was, of course, with the Baltimore Red Sox, the Boston Red Sox, pardon me. Not the best game for him there, as you see, a 15.55 ERA. Although it is, or I should say 4 games, 3 games started and 1 loss, 15.55 ERA. Not the greatest time in the MLB. A pretty consistent minor league guy, 372 win-loss percentage, a 3.72 ERA, 42 and 47, has kept things pretty consistent there. But when you look at the foreign league, which is of course the KBO, the 13-3, 269, these are numbers that really have a big discrepancy here. Going back to his similar college numbers, which is where Kyle Hart really found the success they had, and really that's where he had most of it, and now going into the KBO, putting up numbers like that again at 32 years old. You have incredible pitching talent over there, incredible pitching staffs, incredible pitching coaches, and a lot of teaching over in the KBO that certainly seemed to help his career out right now. And with that, of course, you had to have the consideration of him coming back to the MLB. Many clubs having interest in him, and you can't really blame the Yankees for at least putting some question marks on him on whether or not he could be an option for the New York Yankees. Now, one big bonus part about this, and I think the major thing the Yankees are really considering, is the price tag that will come along with Kyle Hart. He will not be commanding a lot of money, and that's one thing that the Yankees are really kind of looking at right now as a big bonus. And we've seen and we've mentioned in previous videos, and the Yankees are reportedly running out of money and whatnot in free agency. Whether or not that is true, whether or not the Yankees are, I would guess, running out of money, that's not so much the case as it would be with they want to stay at a certain price tag. And I think that's more likely of the two cases, and he would certainly help out this team with that. And I'll pull up this one first with the rest of the bullpen. As you see, the bullpen is, as much as we want to say deep, it's not the deepest it can be, and I think there's a lot of more sneaky little additions just like this that the Yankees would like to add. And of course, Devin Williams being the closer now, that's of course big one. Luke Weaver the setup. We have guys like Mark Leader, Jonathan Loizaga, JT Burbank, a lot of those guys, or Brubaker, sorry, in this bullpen. This is something that the Yankees have that they like, but they want to just keep on getting better without adding too much at this point in the free agency season and with other available pitchers right now. But the price tag among these guys would stay pretty consistent. Of course, you have guys that you're adding, still looking to add some more. You need every dollar you can get in the MLB now, and that's something that I think the Yankees really like about what they're seeing with Kyle Hart. And as you see when I pull up this screenshot, really looking at the financial implications of how things are, the strategic considerations, and says amidst the intrinsic tapestry of the MLB strategic chessboard, the potential acquisition of Kyle Hart beckons contemplation of strategic implications and financial nuances as the Yankees navigate the labyrinth landscape of player acquisitions. The allure of securing Kyle Hart's services at a modest cost resonates with their prudent financial approach post-luxury tax threshold. The prospect of integrating Hart into their bullpen fold embodies a strategic pivot towards optimizing pitching depth with the discerning eye on fiscal prudence. And of course, as you see there, a really AI-written post. I'm not gonna say it's not, but it really just goes to show that the Yankees with the luxury tax and everything, they're trying to keep things calm, trying to keep things at a modest level so that they don't really put themselves in a bit of a predicament heading into next season. As we know, there are a lot of targets, there are a lot of potential acquisitions the Yankees are looking at for next season's free agency, but the focus right now is on this year, and I think that Kyle Hart optimizes their price and bullpen to exactly what they need. Another long relief, borderline starting pitcher, whatever they want to use him for, he has the ability to do all of that. So let me know what you think about Kyle Hart. It's a very interesting, player to kind of consider at 32 years old, reviving his career, coming out of the KBO right now. There are really no losses at this. I don't think that it's going to be any risk at this. I think it could be only reward. So something the Yankees are looking for. I think this is certainly one that the Yankees have at least considered, as I'm seeing multiple reports about this and the Yankees being in serious consideration for him. So let me know what you think about all of the Kyle Hart news. What do you think about it? And would you want to see him on the New York Yankees? But that's all I got. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, hit the sub button as well. But that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.